Hey everybody, just wanted to go over in a little more detail some of the work that remains for us this semester. Um, so I hope you're doing well uh, with all this craziness going on, and I also hope if you haven't been handing in your work, you get in touch with me. It looks like there will be a lot of people who might not make it through the class, and if there's something that we could do to avoid that, I'd like to do it. But go ahead and get a notebook out right now so that you can write some of this stuff that I'm about to say down. Um, so since we went online, we've had to do three major assignments. Really four, right? SA2. Um, then we had our SA3 topic proposal. Then we had our annotated bibliography. And then this week is due SA3. So if you haven't handed any of those things, please get them to me ASAP. Um, Now, once you've handed in SA3, there's a couple things left. Um, and this is what you'll spend basically this last week of our course doing. There's the portfolio, right, which is the collection of all your major assignments from this semester, and I'll talk about that in a little more detail in just a minute. There is the revision of either SA1 or SA2, and we'll talk about that some more in a minute. And then there is our final exam, and we'll talk about that some more in a minute. So let's start with the portfolio. Okay. What the portfolio is a collection of your major assignments this semester, plus a reflective essay. Okay. Now, what do I mean by reflective essay? Well, it should be an essay of about 3 pages where you discuss your strengths and weaknesses as a writer, what progress you think you've made in the course, and describe specifically the revisions that you made to each of these essays when we were in the revision process, when we did our peer review workshops, that kind of thing. Okay, so that's your reflective essay. Now, this portfolio is required by the English department, not by me, but it has to get handed in order for me to pass you. Okay. Really, what it contains is that reflective essay, the cleanest revised version of our first essay, a copy of that, the cleanest, most revised copy of our second essay, and a copy of our third proposal essay. Okay. Now, if you go to our Blackboard course and look at the announcements, there I have posted a link to a video where you could see how this portfolio has to be uploaded in Blackboard, and it's a little unusual. So watch that video, right? You're going to have to take all four of those assignments, right? The reflective essay, SA1, SA2, and SA3, put them into one document, right? So it's one file, okay? Then look at the directions on that video about how to upload the portfolio, um, and then do it. And let me know if you have any questions, okay? Because I can help you if you run into difficulties. Okay, so that's the portfolio end of things. All right. Now, the next thing is the revision. You remember that you get to pick either SA1 or SA2 to offer a new revised version for a new grade, right? This is a requirement for the course. You have to revise one of those two essays, right? Now, let me talk a little bit about what I mean by revision. Here's what I don't mean by revision. What I don't mean is you get out the version of the essay that I wrote on, right? And then you go through and just fix every little thing that I wrote on there. So, don't like get out the essay and be like, okay, and oh, there he says I misspelled that, all right, and then change that, right, in the Word document. That's certainly a part of revision. A part of revision is the fixing of all those errors that I marked and things like that. But that's the easy part. Anybody can go through and just, type in, the corrections that I wrote down. So, the major part of revision is in the word itself, right? What does it mean to revise? Well, revision. To see again. To see again. That's what revision is. To see again. So once you've decided whether you're going to revise Essay 1 or Essay 2, your task is to see this essay again. How could it be done differently? And improved, right? Now, for all of you, I wrote on your major essays a lot of commentary in the margins and a lot of line edits. But I also wrote you a lengthy note at the end of that graded essay. And in that lengthy note, I said, I offered some major changes that could be made to improve the essay. And so what I'm really looking for in your revision is not only that you fixed everything that I said to fix, yes, right, but that you've attempted to improve the essay through responding to the advice that I gave on that last page. So, for example, if I said, well, this paper really needs some work in terms of its organization, right, I'll be looking in particular at the organization of your revision, okay? So that's important. Now, I want to warn you too, just like I don't want you to just go through and fix typos and then call that a revision, I also don't want you to look at the original version you had and say, oh, this sucked, I'm starting over, right? That's not a revision either, right? What that is a new essay. I don't want a new essay. I want an improved, revised version of what you gave me earlier in the semester. Now, you can rewrite parts of it. There may be a paragraph that I said, this paragraph needs clarification, it needs rewriting. By all means, go in and rewrite that part if you want to, right? But I don't want you to start a new essay or to start from scratch. Now, one thing is important also, that in terms of fixing typos and things, right, you can't just go through and see what I marked. That's a part of it. But I don't mark all the typos, and one of the reasons that I don't do that is so that when I ask you to revise, I can see, how much effort did you put into the revision? Because I can go and look at the original copy of the assignment and see, I didn't mark that problem on the original version, and that problem still exists in this revised version, which tells me that you weren't looking for things that I didn't mark. It's also important that you look for errors that I haven't marked, right? And that'll be one indicator of how successful your revision is, okay? Now, I would advise that you pick the paper that you got the lower grade on. So look at Essay 1, Essay 2, whichever one you got the lower grade on, revise that one. Now, I want to say this. Is it possible, somebody always asks this in class when we're having class, at school, but somebody will say, hey, is it possible that my grade lowers because of the revision? Well, it is possible that your revision makes your essay worse. It's not likely, but it's possible. But as long as you do a good faith revision, and what I mean by that is I can see you've put some time and effort into this to respond to the suggestions that I made on the earlier draft. And I promise that I will raise your grade on that assignment by at least a half a letter grade. Okay? So as long as you do it, your score is going to improve. Now, if you do it well, your score can improve significantly. I've seen papers that started out as D's become B's or B pluses, right? And so that's possible. So there's no limit to how high it could go up. It could go up to an A plus, if it started out as an F. It's just a question of how good does the finished project look. Okay. Now, the revised version of Essay 1 or Essay 2 that you're doing should be the one that's included in your portfolio that I just discussed a minute ago. That portfolio needs to be uploaded by May 6th, okay? May 6th is when that portfolio needs to be uploaded by. And again, those instructions are on Blackboard, right? Once you've done the revision of either Essay 1 or Essay 2, then you need to scan or make a PDF of the original graded version of that, and then email me the PDF of the original graded version and the new revised version as attachments. Okay, so scan the one that I actually wrote on that had the grade on it, email me that, and then also attach the essay, the revised version of the essay. And this way I'll be able to look at what my original comments were and look at what your revision is and assess, like, how successful were you in responding to those suggestions and addressing the issues that I pointed out in the earlier draft. So that'll be how I'll assess that. Okay, that also will be due no later than May 6th. Okay, by May 6th, you must have that in. Okay, so if you have questions about that, email me. All right. Now, one more thing, the final exam. And so what our final exam will be, and we'll do it at the time, whatever time our exam is listed at on the school calendar. And I'll post an announcement about that too. But what will happen is, at the time our exam is scheduled, I will upload the exam to our course content section. Okay? And from that time, you will have 3 hours to email me your final exam. Okay, so let me give you a clue as to what this final essay is going to be about. Right? You might remember the take a knee thing. In the NFL, when players, in responding to Colin Kaepernick's, frustrations with racial injustice, players started to take a knee during the national anthem rather than stand for it at football games. Right? What I'm going to do is give you a particular document, right, that came out of that issue, right? Something that somebody wrote about that issue, right? And what I want is for you to talk about whether or not you think that document that was written is a good response to the problem, right? In other words, I want you to evaluate it ethically, right? I want you to evaluate this document I'm going to give you ethically. What would you have done different if you were going to respond to the problem? Or did this person just get it exactly right, So I'd like to see you talk about that. The final exam that you write should be between 500 and 1,000 words. And of course, I'll give directions with the exam when I post it. What was I going to say? So after you're done with that final exam, you'll email it to me. Let's see. What else? Oh, yeah. So how will you prepare for this final exam? Well, there's not much you can really do to prepare for it. I posted a link in our course content section where you can read about the Take a Knee National Anthem protests if you're unfamiliar with that. So if you don't know really what I'm talking about right now, maybe read that Wikipedia link that I sent that explains what the protest was about. That would help you to prepare. Other than that, just make sure that you've got a good, quiet place to work and a functional computer, when it's time to do the exam. So we've talked 3 things. We talked about the portfolio, what's expected to be included in it, and how to upload it and when it's due. We talked about the revision of either Essay 1 or Essay 2. We talked about how I expect revision to work, what real revision looks like, and how you will prepare the revision to send to me for a new grade. And we talked about the final exam. right after I post this video, I'm going to post another announcement with some more detail about the final exam and when it is. All right. So let me know if you have any questions about any of this stuff. I hope that you're well, and I hope that you keep pushing and complete the work for the course. We've come a long ways. All right. Take care.